This is an exam question about the effect of drugs on the synapse, and it says botulinum toxin stops nerve impulse transmission at synapses. So it's about stopping the transmission. Suggest how this may occur, and it's about synapses. We're going to talk about synapses, and it's a suggest question, so it's any suitable answer that scientifically could be correct. So what can occur at a synapse then that's going to stop the action potential from crossing the synapse? Well, first of all, we need a neurotransmitter. So it might inhibit the neurotransmitter acetylcholine synthesis. If we don't make any acetylcholine, the impulse is not going to cross the synapse. The toxin might block acetylcholine from being released. If it's not released, therefore, it's not going to be able to cross the synapse. It might reduce the number of vesicles that contain ACH. It might block the calcium ion channels into the synaptic bulb or knob. If it blocks the calcium channels, then calcium is not going to be able to enter. All of those are going to mean that no ACH is released, so no ACH binding to receptors on the postsynaptic membrane. So no action potential. The toxin might block the receptors. Or if ACH does bind to the receptors, which will then normally open the sodium ion channels, it might block the sodium ion channels, preventing sodium ions from moving in. And if that happens, then the threshold will not be reached. So threshold potential, sorry. So no action potential. It's all or nothing you ever get. If the charge goes above threshold, you get a full action potential. If it doesn't go above threshold, you get no action potential. And then the final thing you can talk about is it can inhibit acetylcholine esterase, the action of. And that's the enzyme that breaks down acetylcholine after it's bound to the receptors. So therefore you've got no removal from receptors. So no repolarization. With each of these, you need to explain what effect's happening, what's actually happening, and how it stops. So either no action potential being produced, or not going above threshold, which will mean no action potential, or inhibiting acetylcholine esterase, where there's no repolarization. So make sure you're talking about what's actually happening, what bit it's going to stop. There's 12 marking points there. 3 are needed. I'll quickly show you the mark scheme. So that's the mark scheme for that question. So you've got a copy of it. 12 marking points, 3 marks needed. It is a suggest question, so any of these are scientifically possible.